First one up being 2 Chainz and Lil Wayne, which I definitely want to check out considering the crazy run that Wayne seems to be on right now. I definitely want to see if he continues that here, with I will expect him to, because like I said, it certainly feels like he's getting kind of a second wind. And him and 2 Chainz always pair extremely well together on songs, and they seem to really mesh and vibe together, and it's not like a stretch to hear them. And 2 Chainz always has been able to kind of hold his own. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. 2 Chainz, Lil Wayne, new collab album. Welcome to Collegrove, because this is Collegrove 2 from their first collab album they did some years ago. I forget how long ago, it's definitely been a minute. We're back. Let's get right into it. I'm gonna skip track number 1 because that seems to be an intro. Let's go to track number 2, G6. Let's go. Okay, solid song. Nothing absolutely crazy or like groundbreaking or shocking. It was kind of expected to kind of hear. They did kind of go switch up route, which I mentioned before. Like, it's cool. I think it's when it's used in the right capacity, it can do wonders for a song and really take things to a next level, let's say. But at this point, I think everybody kind of hopping onto that trend where every song has to have 2 different beats, 2 different kind of styles of verses. It's getting a bit tired and played out and overdone, but this is a solid track, solid intro to the album. Nothing crazy. Let's go to the next track. Big Diamonds featuring 21 Savage. This definitely feels like kind of that old school Hot Boys New Orleans bounce that you would get from like Genuine and all them. Like, this definitely feels like a throwback to that era. Okay, solid flow right there. Like I said, 2 Chainz definitely holds his own and brings something unique and different that can pair extremely well with Wayne. Like, he just has this way of emoting his verses that brings this different energy, and that was a solid little verse right there. Did his thing as well. Like, few artists I think in hip-hop have had more growth over the years as he has. Like, he's definitely evolved and shown that he has interest and ability to actually be considered an artist in hip-hop, because when he first came out, I would definitely not kind of put him in that category, but he has surprised me over the years, and he's shown more than once his ability to really hold his own. Now he's with Drake, now he's with Wayne. Like, these are not, you know, light guys in the industry. Like, these are all heavy hitters, and he's always seemed to have been able to hold his own, and he did once again here. Let's go to the next track, Pressure. It immediately sounds like that whistle from what was his name? Was it Rob Banks? I believe it was. Not Rob Banks. Maybe it's Rob Stone, I want to say. I think that's what it is. Maybe Chill Bill. Yeah, that's what the whistle sounds like from Chill Bill. Cool song. I think maybe a little bit too long, especially considering how repetitive the production and the beat is. But like I said, the whistle does remind me of like Rob Stone, Chill Bill. Like, it's got this catchy quality to it, and overall it's just a solid song. Like, nothing crazy, but you can hear it's being played like a bar in a club. Like, it was solid. Go to the next track. We'll do long story short. No, we're gonna skip long story short because we already did reaction to that in the music video earlier in the stream. So if you want to see what I thoughts on that, you're gonna have to go check that out when I finish recording and uploading. But we'll skip that. We already did it. Let's go to millions from now. I think horns is kind of a missed element among hip hop these days. You would hear a lot more back in the early 2000s implemented in music, but I think it's something that I don't really understand why it's not utilized more, because when it's utilized in the right way, think David Banner, think like Young Buck's past songs, like the energy that those bring to a song are crazy, and like the energy here from the horns alone makes you get hyped. Like this right here, this slaps. Fire. Song was fire. That was like the perfect length too. Like comes in, hits, turns you up a little bit, and we're on to the next. Let's go next track. Crazy Thick. Is it just me, or does this have the same kind of vibe and frequency and kind of even bounce and beat as WAP? Like I just hear WAP in this song. Like this feels like the male version of WAP. It certainly has kind of that same appeal and vibe to it. Like I could see this absolutely going crazy in the club. Strip club at least. Like I said, it definitely plays and seems to be in that kind of same frequency and vibe as Cardi B and Meg's WAP. Like it certainly has that appeal, that bounce that you expect to hear in the club, strip club, wherever, but it certainly appeals in that kind of same lane. And I cannot vouch for what Wayne is saying here. NEWRAW, you can do the math on that. I don't really approve of what that message is saying, but to each their own, you know what I mean? What am I to say? But let's go to next track, Transparency, featuring Usher. Usher also seems to be having his own little resurgence, thanks a lot in part to his Las Vegas residency and all the headlines that is causing and chaos that is causing among, you know, couples and whatnot. But he certainly seems to be kind of finding his groove again and resurgence and kind of respect on his name, and people are kind of recognizing everything that he's done in music, and I'm sure that's only going to increase even more after he performs at the Super Bowl and like performs and shows all the hits and his incredible catalog and legacy that he's had. But like I said, like a lot of these artists seem to kind of be getting the recognition that they deserve lately and kind of finding a second win, so to say. And like Usher is definitely one of those that seems to be coming back around in music and like being recognized for just how talented and good they really are. It was a vibe. It definitely feels kind of reminiscent of, like I said, like kind of those earlier 2000s crossovers that you would get between R&B and rap. Very different than kind of the crossovers that we get now between R&B and rap. Like that, this is more of a love, sexy, sultry kind of song. Whereas now it's kind of hard to tell who's R&B singer and who's a rapper when they cross over, and it's less about love and relationships and you know, that energy. So it is nice to kind of hear that in this type of song, energy and crossover, because we don't get a lot of that now from like these newer generation acts and artists. But this definitely feels like a throwback kind of to those more classic days of crossing over between an R&B artist and a rapper. Let's go to the next track, Significant Other. Fire. I think I definitely mentioned how beat switches can definitely be overplayed in today's music scene. But this was an example of something that was done incredibly well. It fit both artists and acts perfectly, especially with the verses and the vibes that they were both going for. And that second verse and that second kind of beat definitely made me feel like retro throwback Wayne, like Carter 3 era, and that whole mixtape run where he had a lot of those kind of slowed down, somber, emotive tracks. And this felt like he was kind of tapping back into that energy, and this was just a dope song all around, and this is a beat switch I've done right. Let's go to PPA featuring Fabulous, another very underrated artist who I think will get his recognition later on in his career. Oh my God. Oh, wow. Jeez.
Bruh.
That production, this production is nuts. Nuts. I didn't know who produces it. It definitely feels like some Ninth Wonder premiere type beat, but this crazy. Just immaculate. It is not any of those that I listed, but it is produced by Mark Bird, who also happened to produce pretty much all of Sci-Hi's album, what is it, No Dope on Sundays, and producer for Rhapsody as well, which makes sense because this is definitely in that lane of like hip hop, like that Ninth Wonder like era, more conscious, thoughtful rap, and like this is fire. And Wayne body that, Chainz body that, like I cannot wait to hear what Fab does on this one. Fire, production fire, their verses fire. They all held their own. Like this meshed so well together. Like this, ooh, that might be my favorite song so far. I ain't gonna lie. Like that might be my favorite song so far. That shit was fire. Let's keep it going. Let's go to Oprah and Gayle featuring Benny the Butcher. This one too. Ooh. I didn't really expect to get kind of these soulful, introspective type beats, but I'm glad I did because I like to see that other side of them. They are true hip hop artists that can go on any production and beat. I think this is some of their best work actually when they do switch it up and go this route. And this production too is fire. Hold up. Okay, this one's produced by DJ Toomp, which again, not surprising. He is an incredible producer who I think doesn't get recognition enough. He's produced some of the biggest songs out there from the early to mid 2000s. In 2010s, he produced Can't Tell Me Nothing, Good Life, Big Brother from Kanye, What You Know from T.I., which is an absolute smash, 24s from T.I., Trap Back Chunkin' from T.I., You Don't Know Me from T.I., Got Your Bad from T.I., Say Hello from Jay-Z, Legendary Wale. Like, so his producer credits are absolutely incredible and definitely slept on. And he also produced this one, so it's not really a surprise that it's as fire as it is. Hold up, I gotta rewind. Wayne, this sounds like old Wayne. Like this is the Wayne that I knew and loved, and it sounds like he's back and he's absolutely spitting once again. And that fire seems to be back. Hold up.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
I've been saying it. He's back. Wayne is back. Like that is old Wayne. That is Carter 2, Carter 3 Wayne right there. Like how is Gilly ghostwriting again? Because he's back. Like this is fire. Like he absolutely bodied that shit. And like I said, some of my favorite Wayne tracks and songs aren't even like his high energy club songs or like a Millie type songs. It's these slowed down, more introspective beats and production and songs where he can really get into the bag and dig deep and really like pour his soul out onto a song. And that's exactly what we got here. This old Wayne. I'm gonna run the whole verse back because that's fire. Absolute vibe from production to verses to flows to delivery, like everything fire. I know I said PPA might have been my favorite track, but this might have just hopped over it. Like that was one of the best Wayne verses I've heard in I don't know how long. That definitely felt like old Wayne that I loved so much and so many people loved so much. That energy, that fire seems to be back, and I'm here for it. I'm all here for it. Let's go to the next track. Shame. Hey, these three, oh my God, these three productions back to back to back are insane. And I just looked it up. It's produced by Havoc. Like, I'm not surprised. Like, I did not expect this direction with the production on some of these songs, but geez, I'm glad we got it. Snap, crackle, pop, don't worry, it's lobster. Yo. Yeah. Yo, Wayne is going crazy right now. Like, he is absolutely back. No denying it. He's back. I'm gonna run that whole verse again. Fire. Fire. I was not expecting this direction on some of these songs. Like I said, and like this 3-track production run right here is absolutely phenomenal. And Wayne was on one. Spazzing. Go to the next track, bars. Let's keep this going. Let's see if you go 4 for 4.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Right off the back, that sounded like some hard ass grimy NY 50 Cent era type production. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Bruh. Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Serious question. Is Wayne back? Is that Wayne back? That Wayne. I don't know what I'm talking about. That Wayne. Carter era Wayne. Is he back? It sounded like he might be back, yo. I know, like that cliche John Wick, whatever, but it feels like I'm back. Serious question. Is Wayne back? He might be. He might be. Sheesh. Oh my God. And like I said, it definitely has that New York grimy feel from early 2000s. It specifically reminds me of this song from G-Unit off, I want to say, their second project, Terminate on Sight. I can't think of it off top, but if I went through it, I could probably find which exact song it was. But if y'all know the album, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Go check it out. This production and feel sounds exactly like one of the songs on there. And getting Wayne and 2 Chainz on an NY grimy beat like this is not on my bingo card for this year, but I'm here for it. And Wayne just might be back. Let's go to keep this going. Let's go to Godzilla featuring Vori. You know what's wild? This is the first point in this album that I've heard Lil Wayne using auto-tune, and that had become such a staple of his over the years. I almost forgot that he wasn't using it because he wasn't before like Carter 3 era, but like this is the first auto-tune Wayne we've actually gotten on this project. It was kind of surprising. Okay, that's a vibe. Like I said, first song that I've heard Lil Wayne on autotune, which is kind of surprising that it took this long. It become such a staple of his over the years, but it was a vibe. Like, this is definitely kind of that more expected sound that the sound I was expecting to get from them on this project. And still slapped. It still delivered. It was a vibe. I could definitely hear this out at a club or a bar or whatever, but they definitely did their thing, and I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. Let's go to the next track, Crown Snatcher. I rock with it. More of that kind of club party kind of type song that I expected a lot more of, but I am glad that, you know, the ratio that it went with on this album so far is really well balanced. And That was a vibe. That was a bop. Like, that's definitely in one of those that I could definitely be here being played out by, you know, a party. Let's go to the next track, Can't Believe You, featuring Rick Ross. That was some nice, smooth, sultry, grown folk music for sure. Definitely kind of like a mini version of like Rick Ross's Maybach Music kind of line of songs that he'd had, like Wayne on a lot of these. I think 2 Chainz might have even been on one, I'm not sure, but I know Wayne and Rick Ross have collaborated many times of the year, and that this definitely felt like kind of like their own little mini version of Maybach Music. Very smooth, sultry, grown folk music. You know, what can I say? They're all pushing all over 40, so it's definitely that kind of grown folk music. It was dope. It was a vibe. Let's go to the last track, Moonlight, featuring Marsha Ambrosius. Another very smooth, sultry, kind of grown folk music type song. Very reminiscent of like I said, early to mid 2000s, 2010s, especially when Marsha was like very high in demand for a lot of artists and rappers around that time. Yeah, it was a fire. It was a vibe. Like, this whole album was pretty much a vibe. But I guess that's it for Welcome to Collegrove, 2 Chainz and Lil Wayne's collaborative album, which is a sequel to their first collaborative album, Welcome to Collegrove, or just Collegrove, I think. Can't remember. But yeah, overall it was a vibe. It was definitely much stronger than I expected it to be, considering how long it's been since, you know, these two have worked together, or Wayne has really put together a project himself. I feel like he was even more involved in this one than I think their first project. Well, I don't think there were like any massive smash hits here that, you know, I expect to hear in continuous rotation on like radio stations or top 40 or anything like that. Every song on here was extremely solid, and it did kind of have that feel of like that more, I wouldn't say old school, but that more classic hip hop feel from like 2010s. But it doesn't feel like outdated or out of place. It just feels extremely well done, and it's like what you kind of want and expect from them. I'm glad they didn't kind of try to reach for like this younger audience, this younger crowd. I'm not saying Drake, but you know, they did what they did best, and Wayne definitely feels like he's back. Like, it definitely feels like he's got that hunger, he's got that ability back. His punchlines are tight, his flow's tight, like everything feels on point, and like it seems like he might be having kind of a second win or renaissance, so to say, when it comes to like his lyricism and ability to spit and like want to spit and rap, because he definitely felt like he wanted to be doing this, and it felt good to kind of have this type of Wayne back. And that 4-track run, especially production wise, from PPA, Oprah and Girl, Shame to Bars, was chef's kiss. Absolutely fire. Probably my favorite 4-track run out of any hip-hop album this year so far, and I'd definitely be running through those again. And yeah, I wasn't really expecting to go that direction with those songs, but I'm glad they did, and they absolutely delivered. But what do you guys think about this album? What are some of your favorite songs and tracks on here? How do you think these two mesh together? Do you believe Wayne is back? Is it feeling like he's kind of got that hunger and groove back to you? Do you want to hear more of this? Do you want to hear a project from Wayne now? Do you want to hear a project from Chainz? Like, do you want to hear a third Collegrove version of this? Let me know in the comments down below, wherever you guys are watching or listening to this.